2 weeks later, the millionaire Bill contacted Franco once again. This time, he requested that the girl who had shaved her head completely bald, Brianna, come to his villa. The strange dialogue between Franco and Brianna continued, with Franco trying to reassure her about the bizarre arrangement. Brianna, begrudgingly accepting the hefty paycheck, agreed to return. She remembered the uncomfortable process from before, but the sum promised was too good to pass up. When she arrived at the sprawling, palatial estate, Bill was waiting on the front steps in an opulent silk robe, his face lighting up with delight at the sight of her. "Ah, excellent. Excellent," he exclaimed. "You've come back, my dear." Brianna pulled self-consciously at the collar of her blouse. "Yeah, well, you did offer double the fee," she muttered. Bill chuckled heartily. "Indeed I did, and may I say you look as striking as ever." "Well, let's just get this over with," Brianna replied, her tone firm. "Where do you want me to set up?" "The private grooming chambers, of course," Bill said with a flourish. "This way, my dear." This time, however, things were different. Bill had transformed a room within the villa into a private barber shop, complete with all the trappings of a high-end salon. Brianna's eyes widened in shock as she took in the luxurious setup. A sleek barber's chair, a mirrored wall, shelves lined with expensive grooming products, and even a small chandelier hanging from the ceiling. "What is this?" Brianna asked, her voice filled with astonishment. "Ah, I see you've noticed the upgrade," Bill said with a pleased grin. "I thought it only fitting to create a space worthy of your skills. After all, your last visit was quite impressive." Brianna looked around, still trying to process the opulence of the room. "You did all this for me?" "Well, for us," Bill corrected, his eyes twinkling. "I wanted our sessions to be as comfortable and luxurious as possible. Now, shall we begin?" Reluctantly, Brianna nodded. "All right, but let's keep it professional, okay? I'm still just here to do my job." Of course, Bill replied smoothly, taking a seat in the plush barber's chair. "I wouldn't dream of making you uncomfortable." As Brianna began to set up her tools, she couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The whole setup was so extravagant, so over the top. She shook her head slightly, trying to focus on the task at hand. "Ready when you are," Bill said, his tone cheerful. Brianna took a deep breath and began applying the hot lather to his scalp. "This is still the weirdest job I've ever had," she muttered under her breath. Bill chuckled. "Oh, I'm sure it's quite unique, but I do appreciate your professionalism, Brianna. You're truly a cut above the rest." She gave a non-committal grunt, focusing on making the lather as smooth as possible. As she picked up the straight razor, she glanced at his reflection in the mirror. "You really went all out with this room. It's a lot." After she finished shaving his head, he stood up from the chair and looked at her with an unsettling smile. "Now, it's your turn. Please have a seat." Brianna's eyes widened in shock. "What? No way. I'm not doing that." Bill's expression remained calm, but his tone was firm. "Please, Brianna. It's all part of the experience. You agreed to follow through with my requests." "I agreed to shave your head, not mine," Brianna replied, backing away slightly. "This wasn't part of the deal." Bill sighed, as if dealing with a minor inconvenience. "I understand your hesitation, but I assure you, this is part of the agreement. Just trust me. It will be quite liberating." "Trust you," Brianna said, incredulity lacing her voice. "You want me to shave my head? How can you expect me to trust you with something like that?" "Because," Bill said softly, taking a step closer, "this is about more than just the shave. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone, experiencing something completely new. And of course, there's the compensation to consider." Brianna crossed her arms, trying to maintain her composure. No amount of money is worth this kind of humiliation. Bill raised an eyebrow. Humiliation? No, my dear. It's about transformation. About embracing a new you. I promise you'll be well taken care of. Well taken care of? Brianna repeated, her voice shaking with anger. This is insane. I'm not going to just sit there and let you shave my head. Bill's expression hardened slightly. I would hate for our professional relationship to end on such a sour note. Think about the money, Brianna. Think about the opportunity. She shook her head, taking another step back. I can't believe you're doing this. This is beyond crazy. Bill's expression turned stern. You have two choices. You sit, and we shave your beautiful head, or you will sit. And as part of the agreement you made with your own barber, you must follow all the steps I tell you. Her eyes widened in disbelief. There's no way I'm agreeing to that. This is not what I signed up for. Actually, Bill said, his voice cold and calculated. This is exactly what you signed up for. The agreement you have with Franco includes fulfilling my requests, no matter how unconventional. Brianna's voice trembled with anger. I never agreed to this. Shaving my own head is crossing the line. Then let me make it simpler for you, Bill said, his tone unwavering. You follow my instructions, or you can say goodbye to the generous compensation I promised. Not just for today, but for any future sessions as well. You're blackmailing me, Brianna said. Her voice barely above a whisper. This is insane. Bill leaned in closer, his eyes locked onto hers. Think of it as an opportunity, not a threat. An opportunity to experience something new, to step outside your comfort zone. And of course, the financial reward is substantial. She took a deep breath, trying to steady her nerves. I can't believe you're making me choose like this. I'm simply presenting you with options, Bill said smoothly. Now what's it going to be? Brianna hesitated, her mind racing. This is so messed up, she muttered. But I need the money. Bill smiled, sensing her weakening resolve. Then have a seat and let's get started. I promise it won't be as bad as you think. With a heavy sigh, Brianna walked slowly back to the barber's chair and sat down. Fine, but I'm doing this under protest. Understood, Bill replied, reaching for a cape to drape over her. Now relax. You're in good hands. As he secured the cape around her neck, she felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. Just get it over with, Brianna said, her voice tinged with resignation. He applied the lather to her bald head and began to shave slowly, savoring the moment as she cried. Through her sobs, she heard him say, "You will stay bald for life." Brianna's tears flowed more freely as she looked at him in horror. You can't be serious, she said, her voice trembling. This can't be happening. It's your new reality, Bill replied calmly. Accept it. This is beyond cruel, Brianna cried, her voice breaking. I can't live like this forever. You don't have a choice, Bill said firmly. You agreed to follow my instructions, and this is part of it. I didn't agree to this, Brianna said, her anger mixing with her despair. You tricked me. You knew the terms, Bill replied coldly. Now you must live with the consequences. I'll never accept this, Brianna said defiantly. You can't force me to be bald for life. You will, because you have no other option, Bill responded with a cruel smile. And the sooner you accept it, the better. I hate you for this, Brianna said, her voice filled with anguish. You will hate me if you must, Bill said dismissively, but you will comply. That I guarantee. How can you be so heartless? Brianna whispered, her tears streaming down her face.